Your kitchen might look harmless, but hidden among your everyday foods are silent threats that could seriously hurt your cat. Some of these items can trigger reactions in just minutes, leading to anything from mild discomfort to complete organ shutdown. Today we're counting down 14 human foods you should never let your feline friend near. And if you love your cat and want to keep them safe and healthy, hit that subscribe button right now so you never miss life-saving tips like these. Let's dive into number 14. Number 14. Chocolate. While chocolate brings joy to our taste buds, it delivers danger to our cats. The villain here is theobromine, a bitter substance humans metabolize with ease. Cats, however, process it at a painfully slow rate through their liver. Even tiny quantities can accumulate fast and reach toxic thresholds. Though cats rarely seek out chocolate on their own, their curiosity or love for creamy textures might tempt them into a dangerous taste. Poisoning signs typically emerge within a few hours, beginning with nausea, loose stools, excessive saliva, and agitation. As the toxin spreads, you may notice shaking, convulsions, erratic heartbeat, and potentially fatal outcomes. Darker varieties pose greater threats. Baking chocolate and dark bars pack the highest theobromine concentrations. For a typical 8-pound feline, consuming less than half a square of baking chocolate could trigger alarming reactions. Protection comes down to vigilance. Store all chocolate products, cocoa ingredients, and chocolate-infused treats where paws cannot wander. Watch out for sneaky sources too, like brownies, icing, frozen desserts, or energy snacks. If you catch your cat sampling chocolate, even just a tiny lick, reach out to your vet or a pet poison helpline without hesitation. Quick response can stop serious damage before it starts. When chocolate is involved, the kindest act is keeping every morsel far from feline reach. Your cat won't grasp why it's forbidden, but your awareness protects them from hidden harm. Number 13. Salt. Salt adds flavor to our meals without consequence, but in cats, it behaves more like poison. Their compact bodies and minimal sodium tolerance mean that just 41 milligrams, barely a pinch, can start pushing them towards salt toxicity. This dangerous state, known as hypernatremia, throws off the fluid equilibrium inside their cells, resulting in dehydration, shaking, fever, upset stomach, and in extreme situations, blood pressure spikes that threaten the heart and brain. Cats lack sweat glands for cooling, and their kidneys struggle under sodium overload. Toxic effects can spiral rapidly, sometimes in mere hours. Typical offenders include salty munchies like pretzels, popcorn, chips, and preserved meats. But danger also lurks in unexpected spots. Canned soups, stock cubes, gravies, and certain pet snacks carry surprisingly hefty sodium loads. What feels like a harmless nibble to you might overwhelm them. If you think your cat consumes something salty, provide clean water right away to help flush sodium from their body, and watch for red flags like extreme thirst, sluggishness, wobbly movements, or convulsions. When intake is substantial, call your vet or poison control immediately. Fast action prevents permanent harm to kidneys, heart, and nerves. With salt, the wisest move is total avoidance. Cats require zero extra sodium in their meals, and the safest snack is always one designed specifically for their biology. Raw fish, eggs, and meat. It's tempting to think cats can digest raw protein like their wild relatives, but generations of domestication have altered their immunity and gut defenses. Modern indoor cats face far greater risks from bacteria and nutritional gaps in uncooked foods. Raw fish presents a special hazard because it may harbor thiaminase, an enzyme that destroys vitamin B1, thiamine. When thiamine drops too low, a cat's nervous system starts failing, causing appetite loss, weak muscles, confusion, and in serious cases, seizures or death. Raw meat and eggs introduce another threat, salmonella and E. coli. These germs can spark intense food poisoning in cats, bringing vomiting, diarrhea, fever, and fluid loss. Since these bacteria spread to humans, you risk illness just from touching contaminated food or scooping litter afterward. Raw egg whites carry an extra complication. They hold avidin, a protein that latches onto biotin or vitamin B7, blocking its uptake. Over weeks, biotin shortage can result in flaky skin, fragile fur, rashes, and dull coat appearance. Cooking meat, fish, and eggs eliminates harmful bacteria and parasites while keeping nutrients intact. If you're considering a raw feeding approach, work with a vet or feline nutrition expert to guarantee proper balance and pathogen elimination. Usually, gently cooking or steaming protein offers benefits without dangerous trade-offs.
Number 11. Avocados. Avocados enjoy superfood status among humans, but they conceal a toxic threat for cats. The hazard stems from persin, a fungus-fighting compound present throughout the avocado plant, including flesh, skin, pit, and foliage. While cats typically consume less than dogs might, their systems handle persin poorly, leaving them susceptible to sickness even from minor contact. A small bite of avocado flesh may not kill, but it can provoke digestive distress, nausea, loose stools, and belly pain. In worse scenarios, persin inflames the pancreas, causing pancreatitis, an agonizing and potentially deadly condition often requiring hospital care. Skin and pit hold stronger persin levels, and the pit brings added risk. Its size, hardness, and slippery surface make it a choking danger or blockage cause if your cat bats it around or gnaws on it. Avocado dishes like guacamole, blended drinks, salads, or toast carry equal danger, not just from persin, but also from added onions, garlic, salt, or seasonings that poison cats independently. If you cultivate avocado plants inside or outdoors, know that leaves contain especially high persin. Even a few dropped leaves can sicken a cat who nibbles them. The smartest strategy is prevention. Secure avocados properly, position plants beyond reach, and toss kitchen waste with avocado into sealed containers. Number 10. Milk and dairy. The classic picture of a contented cat drinking milk from a dish is deeply rooted in popular culture, but truth tells a different story. Most grown cats cannot properly digest dairy. As babies, they make lactase, the enzyme that splits lactose, milk's sugar, from their mother's supply. Once weaned, lactase output plummets sharply, rendering most cats lactose intolerant. When they consume milk or dairy items like cream, cheese, or yogurt, unprocessed lactose ferments in their intestines, triggering cramps, swelling, diarrhea, and gas. Even young kittens aren't suited for cow's milk. It holds more lactose and different fat profiles than feline milk, making digestion harder and nutrition less appropriate. Regular dairy feeding can also displace vital nutrients from proper cat food, possibly creating deficiencies down the line. And though some cats seem to manage small servings, internal digestive stress persists quietly, potentially irritating the gut and fueling ongoing digestive troubles. If you wish to provide a milky reward, select lactose-free cat milk items specially designed for feline systems. These replicate the texture and taste cats love, minus the painful consequences. Alternatively, offer meat-based broths free from onions, garlic, or heavy salt as a special liquid treat. Reality is, cats need no dairy whatsoever. Clean water and nutritionally balanced cat food cover all requirements. That sentimental milk bowl image might seem adorable, but your cat's belly will appreciate you passing on it. Nuts. Nuts deliver healthy fats for humans, but for cats, they present a risky snack with layered dangers. Most types, including almonds, walnuts, and pecans, overflow with oils and fats that feline digestive systems cannot process effectively. Eating them can rapidly trigger stomach problems, vomiting, and diarrhea, and in harsher cases, pancreatitis, a painful pancreas inflammation demanding urgent vet attention. Dangers extend beyond digestive upset. Nuts possess hard, irregular shapes that can wedge in a cat's airway, creating choking risk, or become trapped deeper in the digestive path, causing intestinal obstructions. These blockages frequently demand surgical removal. Certain nuts prove even more hazardous. Macadamia nuts, for instance, can produce weakness, shaking, exhaustion, and raised body heat in cats even in minimal quantities. Nuts often hide where you least expect. Granola bars, cookies, brownies, trail mixes, and some breads hold nut fragments alongside other cat-toxic components like chocolate or raisins. And while cats generally don't crave nuts for taste, their inborn curiosity and playful nature may prompt them to swat them like toys, raising accidental swallowing chances. The safest tactic is keeping all nuts and nut-filled foods completely away from your cat and sweeping up any fallen bits instantly. If you think your cat ate nuts, especially macadamia, contact your vet immediately. Regarding feline wellness, it's wiser to skip the crunch and choose cat-safe rewards. Number 8. Raw yeast dough. Raw yeast dough might appear innocent, but inside a cat's body, it transforms into a hazardous chemical plant. The threat isn't merely the yeast itself, it's the yeast's activity once it enters the warm, damp setting of your cat's stomach. There, dough keeps rising, inflating like a balloon and painfully stretching the stomach. This can trigger gastric dilation, a severe and potentially fatal condition that can hinder breathing and cut blood flow to critical organs. Problems don't end with expansion. As yeast ferments, it generates ethanol, alcohol as waste. Even minor alcohol amounts poison cats, and here it's releasing straight into their digestive tract. This can spark alcohol poisoning symptoms, including drooling, vomiting, stumbling or coordination loss, breathing trouble, exhaustion, trembling, and in dire cases, coma or death. It takes very little dough to inflict serious harm, particularly in smaller cats where just a few bites can escalate into medical crisis. Any raw yeast-based dough, bread, pizza, rolls, carries identical risks. Prevention matters most. While baking, keep dough in covered containers or inside a cold oven during rising, and never abandon it unattended on counters where curious paws can investigate. If your cat manages to sneak a sample, phone your vet or emergency pet poison line right away. Here, keeping the dough hidden truly keeps danger away.
Number 7. Citrus fruits. Oranges, lemons, limes, grapefruits, and similar citrus fruits may smell crisp and refreshing to us, but for cats, they're a blend of irritants and poisons. Main troublemakers are citric acid and concentrated essential oils present in flesh, rind, seeds, and foliage. Even a small lick of orange juice, lemon zest, or grapefruit flesh can provoke drooling, vomiting, diarrhea, and muscle trembling in cats. In bigger doses, these substances can stress the liver, potentially causing serious sickness. Citrus rinds prove especially treacherous because they contain limonene and linalool, plant chemicals that can irritate skin and mouth upon contact. If your cat brushes against discarded peel or chews citrus greenery, you might witness instant discomfort signs like mouth pawing, head shaking, or rapid retreat. Danger isn't confined to eating citrus. Breathing strong citrus aromas from essential oils, candles, air fresheners, or citrus cleaning agents can irritate your cat's airways, producing coughing, sneezing, watery eyes, or labored breathing. Cats show high sensitivity to airborne toxins since their livers can't handle certain compounds well, making even indirect contact risky. Prevention means storing citrus fruits, peels, plants, and citrus-scented items safely away. If you apply citrus cleaners, rinse surfaces completely before your cat touches them. And if your cat swallows or inhales citrus and displays distress, contact your vet instantly. With citrus, the safest path is enjoying it yourself while keeping it distant from curious paws. Number 6. Tuna. It's common knowledge that countless cats lose their minds over tuna, so much that they'll sprint over the moment they detect a can opening. But though tuna makes an irresistible reward, it's not nutritionally whole food for cats. Making tuna a dietary staple over time can create nutrient shortages, particularly in vitamin E, which protects body fat from damage. Severe vitamin E deficiency can trigger steatitis, a painful state where fat beneath skin inflames, making even soft touches uncomfortable. Tuna also holds trace mercury levels, a heavy metal accumulating in the body gradually. Frequent or heavy tuna feeding can lead to mercury poisoning, with signs like coordination loss, muscle weakness, and in extreme situations, seizures or nerve damage. Another concealed problem is tuna obsession. Some cats form such intense tuna preference that they refuse everything else, making balanced nutrition challenging. This can launch a cycle where health deteriorates from missing nutrients, yet they reject alternatives. If you serve tuna, treat it as occasional indulgence rather than regular meal.
Pick tuna packed in water without added salt, oil, or flavorings, and restrict portions to prevent protein and heavy metal overload. A well-rounded, vet-endorsed diet with tuna as a rare treat is the safest method to satisfy cravings without jeopardizing long-term health. Number 5. Bones. Those timeless cartoon images of cats cheerfully chewing fish skeletons might seem delightful, but reality shows bones, whether cooked or raw, create serious hazards. The greatest danger is splintering. When gnawed, bones can fracture into sharp shards that can wedge in your cat's throat, pierce mouth soft tissues, or puncture esophagus, stomach, or intestines. Such wounds are not only excruciating, but can spark life-threatening infections without immediate treatment. Cooked bones prove especially treacherous because cooking makes them more fragile, boosting splintering likelihood. Even raw bones, often marketed as safer, can still harm, especially in cats whose teeth and digestive tracts aren't built for dense, hard bone material. Beyond puncture risk, whole bones can also trigger intestinal blockages, stopping food passage through the digestive system. This can rapidly become emergency, requiring surgery. Small bones like those from chicken wings, fish, or ribs pose greatest danger because they can be swallowed intact or in big chunks. To safeguard your cat, always inspect meat and fish carefully before serving, confirming every bone is extracted. Discard bones in sealed trash bins or compost containers your cat cannot access. Cats can be surprisingly clever scavengers. If you want to give your cat something to gnaw, choose vet-approved dental treats or toys satisfying chewing urges without injury risk. Number 4. Grapes and raisins. Grapes and raisins might be wholesome human snacks, but for cats, they're deceptively lethal. Even in minuscule amounts, these fruits can spark acute kidney failure, a state where kidneys abruptly cease filtering toxins from blood. What makes them particularly puzzling is the exact toxic element stays unknown, meaning no safe type or format exists. Whether fresh, dried, seedless, or juiced, all grapes and raisins hold identical deadly risk. Toxicity symptoms can surface within mere hours. Early alerts include vomiting, appetite loss, weakness, and strange lethargy in cats. As the situation worsens, your cat may show increased thirst and urination, then sudden urine output drop as kidneys start shutting down. Without prompt vet action, damage can become permanent and death can follow within days. While cats prove less prone to steal grapes or raisins directly, they may eat them accidentally. Items like trail mix, granola bars, baked treats, or fruit bowls often hide pieces, and even one raisin dropped on the floor can suffice to cause harm. If you suspect your cat consumed even a single grape or raisin, treat it as a crisis. Contact your vet or animal poison control hotline instantly. Rapid response can save their life. The safest principle is straightforward. Keep all grapes, raisins, and grape-containing items entirely beyond your cat's reach and store them securely where curious paws cannot explore.
Number 3. Caffeine. For humans, caffeine serves as the favorite energy boost present in coffee, tea, sodas, chocolate, and energy beverages. But for cats, it's a powerful and hazardous stimulant their bodies cannot metabolize efficiently. Even minuscule amounts can cause rapid caffeine accumulation in bloodstream, overwhelming their nervous and heart systems. Symptoms can emerge within an hour of consumption. Initial signs include restlessness, pacing, hyperactivity, and shaking, followed by quick breathing, racing heart rate, and in severe instances, seizures or collapse. Because cats are considerably smaller than humans, it requires very little. Just a few licks of brewed coffee, a taste of strong tea, or a bite of chocolate dessert can suffice to trigger dangerous reactions. Caffeine conceals in more locations than you might think. Beyond beverages and chocolate, it appears in pain relievers, diet tablets, weight loss formulas, energy gels, and pre-workout mixes. Even spent coffee grounds or tea bags can retain enough caffeine to harm a curious cat who chooses to chew or lick them. If you suspect your cat ingested caffeine,
Don't delay for symptoms to intensify. Contact your vet or animal poison control center right away. Early action can prevent seizures, heart failure, and death. Best prevention is strict containment. Keep all caffeinated drinks, foods, and supplements sealed and distant from counters or tables where cats can leap. Remember, what energizes you can devastate your cat quickly. Number 2, coconuts. Coconuts might represent a tropical delight for humans, but for cats, they're a problematic food with more negatives than positives. Both coconut flesh and milk hold medium-chain triglycerides, MCTs, and elevated potassium levels, two elements that can upset a cat's fragile internal equilibrium. While MCTs aren't naturally toxic, they can challenge cats to digest, frequently causing vomiting, diarrhea, bloating, and general stomach discomfort. Potassium content raises even bigger worry. Cats require potassium in measured amounts, and excess can cause hyperkalemia, a state where surplus potassium accumulates in bloodstream. This can produce muscle weakness, low energy, irregular heartbeat, and in severe instances, cardiac arrest. Coconut water proves especially troublesome because it naturally carries high potassium and can deliver dangerous dose very swiftly. It's also crucial to remember cats are far smaller than humans, so even a spoonful of coconut flesh, a few licks of coconut milk, or a splash of coconut water can represent proportionally enormous dose for their body size. Coconut-based items like smoothies, curries, desserts, and baked products often mix coconut with other unsafe components, like sugar, chocolate, or spices, making them doubly hazardous. Number 1, onions and garlic. Onions, garlic, shallots, and chives, whether raw, cooked, dried, or powdered, prove highly toxic to cats. They hold a substance called N-propyl disulfide, which harms hemoglobin and red blood cells, causing Heinz body anemia. When sufficient red blood cells get destroyed, the body cannot transport adequate oxygen, placing a cat's organs under dangerous strain. Symptoms can emerge hours to days following ingestion and may feature pale gums, fast breathing, weakness, lethargy, appetite loss, vomiting, and dark tea-colored urine. In severe instances, damage can demand intensive vet care, blood transfusions, or may prove fatal. What renders these foods especially risky is that minuscule amounts can inflict harm. A cat doesn't need to consume a whole onion. Licking a pan used for cooking onions or garlic, sampling a sauce, or eating foods seasoned with onion or garlic powder can suffice to trigger toxicity. Powders prove particularly dangerous because they're more concentrated and frequently appear in unexpected places, like baby food, soups, sauces, salad dressings, flavored chips, and spice mixes. Another hidden threat is human leftovers. Dishes like stir-fries, casseroles, or stews nearly always include onion or garlic somehow, making them unsafe for feline sharing.
And there you have it, all 14 dangerous foods that could seriously harm your cat. Now you know exactly what to keep out of reach and how to protect your feline friend from hidden kitchen dangers. This knowledge could literally save your cat's life, so make sure you share this video with other cat parents who need to see it. If you found this helpful, smash that like button, drop a comment below telling us which food surprised you the most, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss our next video. Your cat's health depends on what you know, and we're here to help you keep them safe, happy, and thriving. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.